What's up, everybody? I'm Blessed and Free. Welcome back to another episode of DOC TV. So you already know what it is. Story time with Tommy.
What's up, y'all?
What's up, man? So, hey, we already had some episodes, and if you guys haven't seen them, go check them out. Subscribe to the channel. Check out the past videos we've done. But with today's video, what we're going to be talking about is Tommy's second prison bid in the Florida Department of Corrections. And if y'all watching this and know about the Florida prison system, you know the last place you want to end up is the Panhandle. So, Tommy, take it away.
What's going on, man?
What's up?
Well, second prison bid. After the house got raided and everything like that, I got a whole slew of charges again. Ended up going to county for about 9-10 months. And then on my way to prison, go back to Central Florida Reception Center, get shipped over to the East Unit a couple weeks later, get on a bus. Me and a bunch of friends from Pasco, Ghost and everybody, we all get on the bus. They tell us we're going to Liberty CI. And I'm like, oh, fuck, here we go, you know.
Because that wasn't like your first bid.
It wasn't like the first bid. It was, it was sweet at the reception center. I said, well, now this is where it's at. You know what I'm saying? We're going to the Panhandle with fucking straight rednecks, and we're going to see what it is. So 5-hour drive, bus, Bluebird. It sucked the whole trip there. People sleeping, trying to get back to the back of the bus, pissing, this, that, the other thing. It was ridiculous. But when we get there, it was like a deserted town. You know what I'm saying? Dead grass everywhere, straight shithole, sand. Sand gnats, all kinds of crazy shit. So we're in the property room, getting strip searched, all that, getting, basically set up, for, to get back on, go on the compound and stuff.
Yeah.
We go to laundry and all that, get our laundry, then they ship us out in the dorms. Now, we still got other shit we have to do at that camp, go through classification, this, that, the other thing. So they put me over in D1. I get in D1, and I'm like, oh, man, did they send me to the wrong place, man?
That's exactly what I said when I got
Straight shithole. It was already bad enough because when I first go in, when they first put you on the pound after you go to laundry and all that, sometimes you don't go to laundry first. Sometimes you actually go to A2 first. Well, when you get in A2, I was even worse than when I went into D1. A2, I get in there, and all the people that work in there, all like the trustees or, the orderlies or whatever you want to call them, every one of them's punks.
Oh, man.
So I'm like, God damn, man. I'm like, I know I came to the wrong camp, man. This ain't shit. What the fuck, So, boom, they get me over to D1. I get over to D1. I'm looking out the windows and shit, and I'm like, damn, this here looks ratchet,
Yeah.
First day there, first few hours there, and I'm like, fuck. So I go to my bunk. I'm on 19 low.
At least you got a bottom bunk, right?
Yeah, I got a bottom bunk pass. I got the old rod in the leg from the motorcycle accident, so I baby that all the way through it, so I don't get my big ass up on the top bunk. So anyways, I go lay down on my bunk. I'm tired, long bus trip.
Yeah.
Already did laundry, property, checked all our shit, went through A2, boom, went to D1. So I want to lay down and relax, bro. I don't give a fuck about a mat, a pillow, none of that. I got a bedroll. Prop that bitch up on my back. Boom, kick back, chilling there. People come in the dorm, a couple Haitian dudes, white boy. So as I'm laying back on the bunk, and I really just want to be left alone, but, I'm not going to be a dick to nobody. It's my first couple hours in the dorm, Man, dude looks at me. He's like, hey, man. He says, your money good? I'm like, yeah, my money's on my card. I just got to get to the window. He's like, you need anything to eat? Let me know. So I'm like, all right, man, thanks. You know what I'm saying? Appreciate it.
Now, were you thinking when he said that, like, is this dude finessing?
Well, see, the first thing I always think, and I told him this, okay, so ends up being, I'm like, well, I'm straight, I'll wait till I get out to the window, if we don't get out to the window in time and I owe you. He's like, man, you good, man. You live in the neighborhood, man. You straight.
Oh, okay.
So I'm like, all right, cool. I still don't take nothing, it ain't like I'm not going to pay him back or nothing like that. It's just less headaches, man. You know what I'm saying? It's easier to stay in your own lane, man. Unless, you know, if you're there. Of course, Josh, let me get a soup, man. I'm hungry till I get to the window. I don't even know these cats. However, they ended up being solid as fuck.
Yeah. And that was because you moved into like where all
of their bunks were at,
so
and I got the bottom
community, bro.
I was in a gated community, needless to say, in D1. And at first, when I walked in there, I'm like, fuck, man, damn. So he's like, man, you need to get through to your people, your phone on or what? And I'm like, no, my phone list is in. I'm waiting for it to get turned on. He's like, man, shit. Pulls out the big old touch screen. Here you go, man. Go ahead and call your people, man. Hey, tells his homeboy, hey, keep an eye on him, man. He got the jack. I'm going to slide over here and take care of some shit. So I'm like, oh, shit. You know, put the old earbud in, start calling.
Dun, 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 dun.
Hey, handle that. Let me, what's up, man? Hey, I need some money, man. Send some money to my card, you know, telling my girl, my friends, my brother, all that. So they're all sending money, JPay, you know, getting all that shit done. Comes back over to me and he's like, hey, man, you smoke? And I'm like,
what?
Smoke what? He's like, Tunchi. And I'm like, you know, I mean, it's like weed, but I said, it ain't like weed no more, man. I said, that shit nowadays ain't like the gas station K2, you know what I'm saying? He's like, man, you straight, man. This good, man. This gas. So me being the drug addict that I am, or was, I'm like, yeah, you know, I smoke a little bit, you know, but not all the time, you know what I'm saying? I said, I'm really going to try to do the right thing now, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So he gives me a thumb full of some red Tunchi.
Which is expensive in the chain gang.
You know, it's $25, $30 for a gram or two for 50 or shit like that, you know? So he gives me this thing, man. I'm like, damn. I'm like, hey, bro, you got a paper? Yeah, man, I got you. Gives me a little toilet paper roll, you know, the wax paper shit. So I go to roll one up. Old boy says, hey, man, chill out, bro. That's that pressure.
Yeah.
I'm like,
so that was that twack.
It was that twack.
Okay.
I'm talking about ruthless. So, you know, I'm dumping in there. I said, bitch, I got this.
Just chill, bro.
I got this, bro. I shoot dope on the streets. You know what I mean? This shit ain't nothing. Roll that boy up. Spark it up, right? Me and him smoking. I rolled the stick about like that long, you know. Fucking, I'm gonna get high, you know. So I smoked this stick about halfway down, and I'm like, I'm good, bro. Shit. Now this shit ain't even kicked in all the way. You know what I'm saying? I'm fucking lit, bro. I'm talking about. I get up and I walk to the end of the bunks, you know, because I'm sitting on the wall. Old boy's sitting on his bunk. So I walk to the end of the bunks, and I'm so high, my whole thought process is just ruined right now. I look the other way, and you know, in prison, everybody's towels hanging on the same side of the bunk, everybody's coat, whatever, you know, whatever you got going on, whatever time of year, you know, if you got a coat, laundry bag, and everything. So as I'm completely annihilated, I'm looking and I'm like, damn, which bunk is mine? I'm literally 2 bunks away. You know what I'm saying?
Damn, that shit had you gone.
Out, bro. Listen, when I tell you I didn't know which way was right or left, so I'm like, man, hold on, man. I need to grab a hold of myself. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So I sit back down. Old boy says, man, you straight? And I'm like, yeah, I'm good, man, but
where's my bunk?
I said, my bunk, bro. Which one is my bunk, bro? You know, I just got here. He's like, man, nigga's the one right there with no mattress on it, man. Your bedroll, bro. And I'm like, thank you. I get up, I walk over there, I kick back on the bed, and I'm watching everything that's going on. And this shit had me so wrecked that it was like a video game. You know what I'm saying? Like, literally, I couldn't believe, because, you know, I smoked K2 when I was out of prison because my girl was on probation. So we were smoking K2, we're smoking blunts of it.
Yeah, but this is another beast, bro.
If you put a blunt worth of dope in a paper and smoke that shit in prison, you gonna run around the dorm butt naked, puke on yourself, all kinds of crazy shit probably. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, psych emergency.
It's psychological. I'm feeling suicidal, homicidal emergency type shit. You know, I mean, it's whack. So, and anybody that you know that's been to prison, you guys know what it is or seen what it is. You know, you guys know, I know. It's some crazy shit. So, anyways, I'm in there for like 10 days in that dorm. they shipped me over to the work camp. We got 2 work camps. You got LSU and you got Quincy. So I go to LSU. Boom, I go over there. My buddy's there. So, of course, I link up with him. Yeah, R2, my buddy. Okay. So I see him there. He's been down, 13 years at the time. So
you're in there.
Right, I'm straight. You know what I'm saying? He tells all his people, hey, man, that's my dog from the streets. Don't, make sure he's straight, whatever. You know what I'm saying? Good looking out. Appreciate you, R2. You already know I was good anyways, but it helped. So now I got all his people that he knew. They were cool with me right off the rip. Basically, I got my job, after you go to ICT and all that.
So this is at the work camp.
At the work camp.
So was there gangs at this camp?
Oh, yeah. Listen, there was, okay, so LSU was turned up a little bit. Liberty was turned up a little bit, and so was Quincy. People getting beat with locks, stabbing people, beating them with broomsticks. I mean, shit that I'm thinking... Cool, work camp, man. Everybody's laid back over there.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
This is going to be an easy little fucking 4 years I got to do. You know what I'm saying? I'll hang out over there. I don't really get in trouble. I stay in my own lane. So I'm thinking I'm just going to go over there and sweet sailing. You know what I mean? Shit, this sailboat's broke, bitch. I'm telling you. People getting whacked with locks, beat with broomsticks. Like I said, the one dude got busted with the whole actual bottom of the broom, the actual broom part. The dude's Tiger Woods swing golf club. Hit dude in the back of his shit. He had staples, stitches, all kinds of crazy shit.
And this is all because of gangs, or is this the
it's people, it's gangs, it's neutrons, not getting the money right, sending people money, doing what they're doing on the side. Yeah. They're hustling there. Of course, you already know. Don't play with people's money. I don't care if it's in here or in prison, out here. You know what? You don't play with somebody's money, man. If I tell you I got something for you, I'm going to take care of it. That's what you're supposed to do. Keep your word, man. If you keep your word and you're 100 in there, man, you should have no problems. It all depends on how you carry yourself. You know what I mean?
But there's a lot of rockhead games, though, that go on.
A lot of rockhead games. Somebody might send somebody some money and then have their people... get the confirmation number, boom, I give it to you. Yeah. You check it on the jack, but before your people go pick it up, they already pulled that boy back. Now you ain't getting your money. Now you got to tell your brothers or whatever, hey, smash dude. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Now there might be conspiracy and you might be going to the box for investigation, and that could be a couple, 3 weeks. It could be as long as 6 months, you might get shipped.
So were the Zoes running the...
no, they were running the main unit, really. The G's were running over at the work camp, really. Okay. They were doing their thing over there. But it was still pretty laid back for the most part. I mean, I've seen some ratchet shit, considering. I've seen some ratchet shit, but it's just like I've said a few times in a couple videos, interviews we've done. You bring the problems on yourself. It's all about how you do your time.
Absolutely.
I stay to myself. I see, I see how everybody's moving. I turn around and I judge who I'm going to fuck with on that, how you move. If you're too, careless, I'm going to stay away from you because you're going to have problems.
Drag you into that shit.
Drag me into it. Bitch, I go home in 4 years. You know what I'm saying? These people might have 15 years left at the work camp. Yeah. And they might not care. Well, I care. I want to get the hell out of this shit. I don't like people telling me when to shower. I don't like people telling me when to brush my teeth, go to the bathroom. I don't like none of that. I mean, obviously, I had to do it, but I can't stand it. I want to go to the thermostat and turn that bitch down to 70. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, right. It ain't climate control in that camp that I was at,
Yeah, it's hot, too.
Oh, God. No breeze,
So, let me ask you a question. So, a lot of... in the Florida Department of Corrections, which I'm sure you know about this, but white boys automatically have it rougher because a lot of them are soft. So
soft ass crackers.
Yeah. So what is
your crackers?
Exactly. What did you see go on that why are people saying that, you think?
Well, I'm gonna tell you, for one, it's because those soft ass crackers bring problems upon themselves. They play with people's money or they don't stand up for themselves. Yeah. You could be the smallest white boy and stand up for yourself. And it doesn't have to be black, Chinese, Spanish, Chico. It don't have to be any other race messing with you. It might just be another white boy. and you don't stand up for yourself, you're a soft ass cracker, you know, pussy ass cracker, this, that, the other thing. So basically, you want to stand up for yourself, even if you get beat up. Show them that you got the heart. You're going to stand up for yourself. You're not going to just lay down and let people take shit from you, bully you around or what. You know what I mean? I've seen it all though. You know, I've seen blacks jump whites. I've seen whites jump blacks, and I mean, I'm gonna tell you, it gets ugly.
Yeah,
it gets real ugly.
Quick.
You know, I personally never had problems. As far as gangs or anything like that, I knew so many people there, like from the streets, and then you know R2 putting my name in there with his people, you know. So I mean, I kind of had it made right out of the gate. But I've had my homeboy Jay that was at Liberty was a blood. But listen, ain't nobody could even look at me wrong. You know what I'm saying? Because he's finna snap on them. You know, me and him fuck with each other heavy. You know, we smoke cigarettes and shit together, chill. Cool ass dude. You know what I'm saying? But that's not always how it is. You know what I'm saying? I was just one that was able to link up with somebody that was straight and solid. And that's how I did my business when I got cigarettes, or, you know, once in a while I get a little 6180, which is weed. You know, we call it 6180 because 60 days in the box, 180 days loss of gain time. Yeah. The reason people smoke that Tunchi shit is because they couldn't test for it. Well, now they can. You know what I'm saying? It used to be a 15-day in the box DR for possession of contraband. You know what I'm saying? Now it's not just contraband. You know, you're getting 60 days in the box for it. But I did good there at that work camp. I seen a few things before I got packed up. I had to go back to the main unit. I had caught a DR for a lighter, possession of contraband, tobacco products, right? And because of my charges and the points that classification puts points with what your shit is, you know, your charges.
Right, for your level of custody, right?
Right, so your level of custody. So my shit jumps back up to close custody, okay?
Behind the door.
Bitch, and well, over at the main unit, I'm actually in open bay dorm, but I'm at the main unit. You have to be at the main unit. The reason they get around that...
So they can fit more people at
one camp, can get more people at one camp. And what they did now is they've actually put fences in between buildings.
Oh, yeah.
Then you got the center gate and shit. Yeah. So if there's a building and then there's a gate and then there's another gate before you get out the front gate, you know, close custody could be in open bay, you know. So I go back. They pack me up like I get the DR on my birthday, actually.
Happy birthday, bro.
Happy birthday. Fucker, you know. So boom, I go back to the main unit on like the 27th. Okay, they jack my custody up. They called me down to the OIC's office and tell me pack my shit. I'm going over to the main. So I get over there, and I'm still not even sure why yet. I don't even know that my custody raised. They didn't tell me none of that. So I get back.
So this is after you get out of confinement?
No, listen, I got a walking DR for the lighter.
Oh damn, they blessed you.
They blessed me. It was my birthday. I got a birthday present. I didn't go to the box. They just gave me a walking DR. I had to do extra duty. I'm almost done with my extra duty when they packed me up and put me back at the main unit. So I go back to the main unit. They put me in F1. I go in F1. A couple boys I knew from the streets, you know. I'm like, hey, what's up, bro? What's going on, you know? Yeah. You know, just chilling, hanging out. I did about 6-7 months there. Then they shipped me to Lake Butler for my hernia surgery.
Okay.
Now, okay, it was rednecks up there, but y'all already know Lake Butler, Wild Wild West. You know, it's straight Crackerville rednecks. You know,
racist.
Racist ass crackers. Rednecks. You know what I'm saying? Racist ass fuck crackers, bro. And I'm talking about, it don't matter, white, black, whatever. I'm talking about the way you talk. They're fucking with you. Yeah. They're fucking with you about anything. And if you think because the cameras are in prison that you're not going to get your ass whooped, slide to the barbershop. Yeah. Sarge finna get on your ass. This, that, the other thing. You know, of course, you can fight them back. You're going to get beat up in the end because there are about 9 of them going to jump you and kick your teeth in.
If you beat him up, then they're going to come get you either way.
So then you're going CM. Lose. Who knows? You know, you're not going to win, you know. So now I'm at Lake Butler for 5.5 months of this last bid. 5.5 months waiting to get my surgery.
Oh, damn. So you set for 5 months and
at
didn't even
Lake
get it
Butler.
Yet?
Haven't even had it, bro. I went to the doctor. They, you know, diagnosed me. Okay, we need to do your hernia surgery. The doctor signed off on it. Sit there 5.5 months. One morning, it's like
crazy,
4 in the morning, and they're like, pack your shit up, you're transferring. I'm like, what? Transferring?
Hello?
Bitch, I got this shit hanging out in my nuts, this intestine, you know? I'm like, hold on a minute, man. God damn. I know I've been approved for surgery.
Yeah.
They shipped me back because, you know, after 6 months being away from your camp, they got to reclassify you.
Okay.
Allegedly. That's what they say. Okay, so they're getting ready to reclassify me, so they ship me back to my camp. I go back to my camp, Liberty CI. Boom. Welcome to the shithole. Back there again, hanging out, da-da-da-da-da. Go back into F1. Cool. I'm back where I was when I left 5.5 months ago. So
straight.
All my homeboys are still in there that I fuck with. So, you know, I'm cool. Turn around. 2 weeks later. Pack your shit. You're transferring.
Damn, that's crazy. They had you on a tour bus.
I'm like, hold on, man. I'm like, man, let me go see what I can find out here. So I go up to the officer station. I'm like, hey, Sarge, where does it say I'm going, man?
Yeah.
I can't tell you, support. You get away from the glass. I said, Sarge, man, I got a hernia surgery. He's like, you're going to get it taken care of. That told me right there what I needed to know. I know I'm going back to Butler. Boom. Back to Butler. This time they put me in the main unit. Boom, go in there. The next morning, so I went through property and all that bullshit. Next morning, I go to the hospital, see the doctor that's going to do the surgery. The next day after that, which is the third day there, boom, surgery. Then I'm in 24-hour recovery. I'm in a small hospital room with 5 of us. Yeah, like an infirmary type shit, medical basically. So now I got the lady coming in giving me pain pills and this, that, and the other thing.
So real quick, what was to tell the people at home, like, I mean, and it could be good or it could be bad, but like, what is your opinion on how the healthcare works in prison?
Let's rewind now. We'll go back to my first bit. I had a hernia then too, okay?
Damn.
My hernia was really bad on that. I had one on my right side, okay? And it was so bad that it was actually my intestines were sliding. My intestines were coming out of my pelvis muscle because that's what happens. Your pelvis muscle rips. My intestines, my stomach was sliding out of that and going into my balls, you know, into my nuts, okay? Damn. So now I got this big old ball sack. My right side has got intestines in it, okay? Well, the doctor told me that if this thing twists and spins and strangulates itself, that the next time I eat, I could die.
Oh, that's great news.
So they put me back on the bus then and shipped me back to CFRC. This was my first bid now. So I'll go back to CFRC. I start writing grievances. Hold up, man. The medical doctor told me that this is a medical emergency, that if this thing strangulates and I eat, I was on the compound with a hospital there at Butler, and he don't have enough time to save me.
Yeah, that's crazy.
So what you mean it's not an emergency? So hold on a minute, y'all need to fix this. Boom. 2 weeks later. Roll up your shit, you're transferring. I'm like, you know, it's 4 a.m. So they brought me to Butler, and they fixed it. That was my first bid. Now this is my second bid that I'm back there again. Now, a judge signed off on it a couple years back that all hernias need to be fixed. You know what I'm saying? So they're fixing all of them. It's just in a timely manner. You know, you got 115,000 inmates in the state of Florida. How many of them have hernias? You know, whether it be up here in your stomach or down in your groin, you know? So, yes, it gets done. It gets done. But a bitch could die, man. You know what I'm saying? I mean, you know, they don't. Their medical care sucks. You know, I'm going to tell you this. Anytime you go to medical and you fill out a sick call, you go to a doctor. You see a doctor, okay? If you even make it that far, you're probably just going to see the nurse, okay? I'm going to tell you what they're going to do. They're going to give you 14, 15, 20 ibuprofens, okay? And they're going to give them to you and say, take these, have a good one. Well, hold on a minute. Ibuprofens don't fix the problem.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
That's telling just so they can say they gave you something.
Right. It's a paper trail. So if something happens to you, they could say, well, we treated him on such and such date. Yeah. You treated me with ibuprofens, you dickhead. Right. That did not work. So now,
and that's a scary feeling to know you're in a prison. You can't get out. You can't go nowhere. You can't call anybody. And like you could get staph or MRSA or hernia and die.
Let me take the microphone back from Josh now. Staph. People will come into the prison system, come from another camp, come from, a reception center, get shipped to your camp where you're at. They come in. You see this boil staff on their arm. And if you've seen staff, you know what it is. You're like, bro, you need to go to medical. I did. They gave me ibuprofen. Bro, come on, man. You know what I'm saying? So
keep
now,
that shit over there.
Yeah, now you got people in the dorm with you that are dirty. I mean, I'm kind of ratchet myself sometimes. I mean, I keep myself clean, but if I had staph on my arm, bitch, I'm gonna try to get this shit out of my arm because I know you got to get the meatball out of there. I know that. I've had staph. From the same thing. Hernando County Jail. Bitch came in with this big ass shit on his arm. Next thing you know, he's touching the sink that you're touching, the microwave, the pull-up bar in Hernando County Jail, all that shit. Guess what? That shit is on his hands. Spreads. Now it's on the pull-up bar. Now it's on the microwave. Now it's on the ice scooper for your drinks.
And now it's on you.
And now it's on me. Well, I get one right here, and I'm digging. I'm getting this out of me. So I take a razor blade and I cut my arm and I pull apart, and I get the staph. I get the little meatball. I see it. And I'm like, oh shit, I'm getting this. My fingers are almost in my arm, bro. And I grab a hold of this cartilage looking meatball. Okay? My arm, literally, you could see how it had shape to it. This shit was swole like this. And if you touch it, you were like, damn, like a fever. It's an infection.
Yeah.
I pull this shit out of my arm in Hernando County Jail. Nothing but pus and blood.
Dr. Pimple Popper, right?
Oh, man, listen, this shit was so nasty. It almost made me throw up. It stunk to high heaven. Oh, yeah, okay, it was nasty. Stinks. All right, but now that I got this meatball out, throw it and flush it down the toilet. Get, bleach from the cleaning cart and all that. You're stealing bleach and, buying bleach for soups and all that stuff in the county jail. So now we clean all that up. I'm rubbing bleach on my arm because I know it's going to kill any infection or any, germs. Right? Bleach. I'm rubbing bleach on myself because I can't get nothing else, So it's bad because medical, by the time you fill out a sick call, okay, you'll put a sick call in. Say you have a bad cough, you can't breathe, you're congested. Put your sick call in. You know how it goes. You put your sick call in at night when you go to chow. You sign the clipboard. You get sick call the next day. Right. Okay, you go to sick call. They're going to send you back to the dorm with some ibuprofens. Fuck you. Hold on 1 second. We got you. That's what it is. So you go back to the dorm with ibuprofens and they put you on an appointment to see the doctor. That's like 7 days out, maybe 10.
Yeah, by the time the doctor says, Saporsky, come down to medical, you're like, shit, Saporsky died 2 weeks ago.
Or a bitch can breathe again, their congestion's gone. It's a week later, So medical is completely bullshit. Straight bullshit, you know what I'm saying? They're not going to take care of you the way you want. Dental, you got to be there 6 months before you get on a dentist list. I had 4 years. You know how much dental they fixed on me? They pulled 2 teeth and cleaned my teeth.
That's what the dental is in prison. We'll pull your teeth. You're not getting anything else done.
Listen, they're not fit. They might put a cavity in, fill a cavity, but they're not doing no root canal. They're not doing none of that. And I mean, I understand this stuff's expensive, but it's not for them to do it. These doctors, all the state pays these dentists. They pay the contract. So they're doing this. And another thing. 90% of the time, the flunky doctor that's at the hospital, in the jail, or in the clinic, in medical, is someone that's had so many complaints at, Jacksonville Memorial Hospital. So he's had so many hits against his name that now the only place he can work for is the bottom feeding DOC, So now you're not going to get the care that you're supposed to get because he wasn't doing his job at a hospital. Right. What makes you think he's going to take care of an inmate? Right. A convict, however you want to look at it, you know what I'm saying? It don't matter what you call me, I could care less. But an inmate, a convict, a person, period, a human being, is not going to get the medical attention that they're supposed to get. They do Hep C treatments now. They're judged. DOC does that now. Of course, they put everybody off. While I was at Butler getting my hernia surgery, they had like 300 and some odd people down there in line. I'm in I-4 So I'm looking down there and I'm like, hey, what's going on down there? You know what I'm saying? What the hell are all those people? Are they transferring? They ain't got no bedrolls, man. They ain't transferring. I'm like, well, what the fuck is it? When we slide out the dorm to go to canteen, you know, we find out it's everybody there to get treated for Hep C. So now they're going to run blood and get your numbers and stuff. And that shit never happens. My buddy just got a lawsuit for them not fixing his shit and giving him the pill to cure the hepatitis C when he was in prison.
He took all the treatment and it didn't cure it?
No, they never gave it to him. And they said they would. He wrote grievances, this, that, and the other thing.
Crazy, man.
And turned around and went home. Now his lawyer went and sued DOC for the money to pay for the treatment. So he got his treatment. He's good now. He's straight. And he walked away with like $36,000. So
at least they had to pay him.
You know, yeah. I mean, he got off there, but you know what we're getting at is it's all about corruption. It's all about fucking you. You know, they don't take care of you. You're a ward of the state. You know, when you sign that deal or you sign that plea agreement or whatever happens and you go to prison, you're a ward of the state. They're supposed to take care of you, but they don't. They don't. It's always that 1 minute, we got you. Ibuprofens, call me in the morning. Yeah, okay. You know, the shit just don't work, man. It's all bullshit. So I got my hernia surgery fixed finally. Okay.
At Butler when you were there.
At Lake
second
Butler.
Time? Okay.
Second trip, boom, I'm at Lake Butler. It was probably about 3 weeks. I was probably there that time. So they handled my surgery. I went back to my camp. When I get back to my camp, I'm down to like a year now. You know what I'm saying? In the middle of all that, you know, my father passed, my sister passed. It was crazy.
So did you try to like get out or anything?
No, because I have so many failure to appears and all my people were dying. You know, my mom passed before I went to prison. You know, the second time, my dad died when I got to prison. 11 months later, my sister died. So like, who was gonna pay for the cop to watch me? You know, and all that. So it was like, this is one of my learning experiences because now that I fucked up, went to prison, and wasn't able to go to my father's funeral, my sister's funeral, my mother's funeral, you know, all that shit was because of the bad choices I made. Yeah. So, I mean, it was a learning experience for me, you know, coming home, having to start all over, which we'll get into that another time. It taught me a lesson this time. You know, I'm doing really good now. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. After I got out of prison, I jumped out and did the right thing, got a good job, and continued to just keep rolling forward. I haven't looked back since, you know.
So what would you say to the like a young person that's watching this and they're living the same life we were living, you know, 5 years ago?
I would tell you
10 years ago
to fall back and think about what you're doing. I thought I had the system figured out. I thought I had it mapped out. I thought I had that shit locked, you know? Yeah. Yes, I did a lot of trouble or caused a lot of trouble. Yes, I did a lot of things. Yes, I could be in prison for longer than I did. But it's not worth it at the end of the day, man. Tighten down, do the right thing. Drugs, all that. I wasted 25 years of my life, you know, doing drugs, selling drugs, stealing shit, you know, whatever, feeding my habit. If I wasn't able to get the pills to sell them or cocaine to sell it, guess what? I gotta go rob something. I gotta have my dope, you know.
Any means necessary.
Any means necessary. It is what it is. Like I told you before, let me get that. You know, handle that. You know, it's not what you think it is. You know, going to prison and having more freedom from the county jail. County jail's bad and corrupt. Prison's even worse. Corrupt, you know. You're less likely to get slapped around, beat up, jumped by guards in the county jail than you are DOC. Yes, you have more freedom. But for the younger viewers, definitely think about what you're doing. I'm 40 years old. I've done it twice, 7 years in DOC. I know people have had a lot more time than that. So, you know, some people might be like, oh, 7 years ain't shit. I can do that on the shit jacket. Well, your crime fit your punishment probably or whatever. Mine fit mine. You know what I'm saying? I had some bullshit charges. I could have done a lot worse, you know, a lot more time. But I got 4 years and 3 years. That's what it was. Well, 4.5 and 3.
So let me ask you something. For me, so like in today in my life, like I'll think about what my life used to be like, right? Okay. And I'll just be sitting there and I'll be like, you know, going, you know how you go down memory lane.
Of course.
And like, I'm still in shock that I'm doing what I'm doing right now because I know the person that I used to be. Yeah,
absolutely. Okay. On that note, I will tell you, if you're recovering from doing drugs, or just recovering from that lifestyle, and you're trying to do the right thing, me and Josh both know God works on His own time. You know, we look back at things that we've done. I know he does, and I do. We talk a lot. We're good friends. I can't believe how far I've got in 16 months being out of prison, and how much I've gotten myself in all legitimate.
Right.
You're doing good. You got a beautiful house, beautiful girl, you know, nice car. The same thing with me.
Yeah.
I feel so much better now daily, waking up, for one, not having to feed an addiction.
Yeah, not being
For
sick.
two, having a responsibility of going to work, taking care of my bills, driving a nice car, buying nice things. So with that being said, if you are doing the right thing and you're not rewarding yourself for it, you'll start to want to relapse, more than likely, because if you are busting your ass, working, taking time to do, you know, the right thing, and you know, you're doing the right thing, but you're not rewarding yourself, you feel like I'm not getting nothing.
You're not progressing.
You know, I'm not progressing, but just chill and keep doing the right thing, man. You're going to find that you're going to have people support you, supporting systems, you know what I'm saying? I mean, backbones, you know, your friends, your true friends, you know what I'm saying? Like, there's a number of people I could go to right now and ask them for just about anything, you know what I'm saying? And they're gonna do it for me. It's because they know I'm doing good. So you have to keep doing good and do the right thing and put yourself around positive people, or you're gonna end up in prison, back in prison. You know, it's just a revolving door. You know, it just keeps spinning around, and you keep walking around it. It's whether you get out on this side or you get out on this side when you're walking around that roundabout door. You know.
So it's exactly what you're saying, man. So like for me, sometimes I'll look back on the way I used to be, and I'll be like, and when I'm looking back on that now, I'll be like, damn, like I can't even believe like my thought process, my thought pattern was how it used to be.
Wake up in the morning and just not give a fuck.
Yeah.
You're gonna go get what you need to get. You're gonna go do what you need to do. You know, I swear to God, I brush my teeth every morning and a couple times throughout the day. And I'll tell you, when I'm sitting there brushing my teeth, looking in that mirror, I'm proud of myself.
Yeah.
I'm happy. You know, I feel so good. You know, coming home.
But hold on. So when you say that, I think some people may be watching this, you know what I mean? And they never kind of lived our life. So they may be saying to themselves like, well, you're just being normal. And that the difference between normal and the way that we were, or us, how we were, is that we have a disease, and something's in us that wants us to go fuck up every hour, every day. And to fight that off and not do that, that's why he's saying he feels proud of himself. Because trust me, and just like you know, there's so many people out there that are letting that disease and that thing in them control them.
The disease is addiction, you know?
Yeah.
And me and Josh both could tell you, hurting your family members, girlfriend, you know, friends, you know, even your friends like that are your true friends, yourself, you know. You know, you wake up in the morning and you're doing drugs, and you got to go do this, that, and the other thing to get your fix. You got to go sell this to sell that to sell that to finally get you right. It's a vicious cycle. But now, doing the right thing, being around the positive people, coming over here, eating dinner with Josh and his wife, you know, me and my girlfriend, we're hanging out, you know. All the positive things I do now at work, I got, you know, where I work is a great job. I have all good friends there, you know. All the employees there that work with me and I work with them, we all get along. We sit there and hang out and fuck off all day but get our job done. But at the end of the day, when I go home, I get in my car, I drive home, and I hit that deadbolt with that key and I unlock it, and I'm walking into my house. I'm not sleeping on the couch at a trap house. I'm not sleeping at, you know, I lived at my mom and dad's house pretty much all through my 30s, 30 through 35, 26 through 35. But my mom and dad wanted me there to help with the house and the kids, my little brothers and sisters. So that was a whole nother thing, but it's different. Not me going into my shit. You know what I'm saying? Now I have my own place to live. I have all brand new furniture. I have nice cars. I've had nice cars when I was selling dope, but they didn't last. My license wasn't good for 18 years. I finally got that back. I'm doing great. Good job. My boss is cool. My coworkers are cool. You know what I'm saying? I'm an assistant manager. I mean, who would ever thought that some big ass tatted up cracker, been to prison twice, would be assistant manager making really good money at a really good detail shop? You know what I'm saying? I'm doing really good. I've learned my lesson, and I've learned to do the right thing. Finally, it took me a long time. I was always wanting to take the shortcuts. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah, I know all about
Just
that.
like when you're driving home and you want to take the back roads because you might have some dope on you. Well, I was taking the shortcuts. Guess what? The cops are over there too. You know what I'm saying?
So when you finally got released from prison, what was your thoughts that day? Was it just, I'm going to get out and never come back?
This time, yes. I definitely am done giving state of Florida or any other corrections my time. There's still other things in my last part of my bid before I got out of prison that we will definitely finish up.
We're going to have Tommy back on the show multiple times.
I'm going to be back. We're going to talk about all kinds of stuff, get some people watching this stuff and help you out and help the channel out. Subscribe, like, you know what it is. I will be back for more Tommy time, story time. That's what it is, man. Y'all have a good one.
All right, and with that, it's DOC TV, and we're out.